Joining us now is Dr. Jeffrey Gardere. He is America's Psychologist, and he joins us once again. Hey, Doc.
Hey, Steve. How are you, buddy?
I'm fine. I got to tell you, I'm not in your profession, but this is a sick individual who, after he resigned from Congress and supposedly went to rehab, if you read the New York Post today, I can't read on the air what the New York Post got a hold of, his texts to this woman. 22-year-old woman who he allegedly promised an apartment to, and this and that. I can't read you the sexual situation he described that's documented in the New York Post. What is wrong with him?
This is a person, Steve, who has obviously a sexual addiction, impulse control problems all around that sexual addiction, and certainly there may be some secondary things going on around that, including perhaps some sort of underlying depression, and he self-medicates on these wild sexual deviations, if you will, that are extremely dangerous, and therefore that's why he uses the name Carlos Danger. That's straight from the subconscious, but it's the dangerousness of losing all credibility, of losing his political life, of losing his wife, that adds to the sexual excitement. So yes, he does have some severe psychiatric issues that do need to be addressed in further treatment. All
right, well, I know I'm just asking you your opinion. Is this a man, or I don't know how would I phrase it. Let me phrase it two ways. Is this a man you would urge to run for public office or urge against it? Or is this a man you would, if the public asked you, as I am representing the public, would you urge the public not to put this man in a position of high responsibility, or does it not matter?
I would say to Anthony Weiner directly, he needs to do a reevaluation as to where he is in his life mentally, emotionally, and determine for himself whether he can handle the pressure of running for mayor or even being elected mayor, knowing that he has this severe impulse control problem. It's like an alcoholic or a drug addict who has not stabilized their situation and then takes on something that has more stress than anything we can think of that will only throw them into a relapse. I truly believe that's the issue.
All right. Now, what's with his wife? I mean, we don't know about their marriage. We don't know if she's doing this for the reason Hillary did it all those years ago in 1992. I just played Hillary from 60 Minutes saying I love him, I respect him, and it's basically the same thing Uma Abedin, Hillary's longtime personal aide, closed with at her press conference. But here's a woman, and again, Hillary, I don't even want to talk about Hillary. Here's a woman in Uma Abedin who was humiliated. He admitted she was humiliated. There was a whole New York Times cover story on it, magazine, the whole big deal thing. And he said, though, at the time that there's more stuff out there, okay? But we didn't know till yesterday that he was doing this a year after he resigned, which was less than a year ago. So what, after she was humiliated, after he resigned, after he sought treatment, he's still doing it while she's pregnant. Why is this the kind of man, and tell me what kind of environment this is for a boy to be raised in if the father has this disorder?
It's going to be very difficult for them to get through this. They say that they've been in therapy, but I believe, no pun intended, this is where the rubber hits the road.
Oh, wait a minute, wait. Thank you. Gave you a rim shot there.
Right. No, really, and it wasn't intentional, but this year they discuss it in therapy, I would assume, in intense therapy, but now the reality of the story coming out is something completely different. I truly believe, Steve, that she loves Anthony, her husband. I truly believe that she is dedicated to his career, and she gets secondary gain out of it. She's no fool. She was, as you said, an assistant to Hillary Clinton. She's playing by that playbook, but it's quite obvious she's very upset. This is very challenging, but she's not only trying to save her husband, but the legacy that their child, and I would probably think future children of theirs, will have to live with. So she's on a mission. She's the good wife. She's superior to him in every way, in intelligence, in morals, and is healthier emotionally. So at the end of the day, it's going to be about her.
All right, the more that comes out, no pun intended there either, but again, I have to give the obligatory. We only have a minute. So I don't want to cut you short. But the more stories of women that come forward, Is he going to be able to survive this, do you think, without cracking up?
The only way he's going to survive it is to admit that he is powerless over his addiction and he needs to be in treatment. And there's no way he's going to survive if he makes it as mayor if he's not in treatment. The stress will throw him back into these sorts of very inappropriate.
So as a doctor, based on what you know, you would say don't run.
I would say carefully consider whether you're emotionally stable enough to run.
Okay. Hey, Doc, thank you for your time. I know it's a busy day for you. Thank you, sir.
Steve, you're the man.
No, you are. How can I be the man when you're the man? All right.
I'm
Thanks,
half the
Doc.
man I used to be.